Look, it's just, I know we had that magical time in Prague, but look, I'm sorry, Dad. Chris, move my 5 o'clock to 4 o'clock. We have an opening. Oh, hi there. I didn't quite see you there. I'm Ethan, part-time astrophysicist, and my anaconda don't want none unless you've got buns, hun. And this is Chris.
Full-time vegan.
Yes, you are. And welcome to the Clueless Studios. Clueless is a show where we know nothing, and sometimes we're taught things by professionals. This week, we're being serial killers.
Learning about serial killers.
Yes, we're going right back to my roots with the OG daddy, Jack the Ripper. What do I know about Jack the Ripper? Absolutely nothing. But from what I've heard, he reminds me of this one boy I went on a date with, and basically we went to Wetherspoons, his face, and then he was like, come to the I did go to the and he was like, That being said, Chris did do some research, so let's find out if I'm right. Ooh, why are we doing this?
What do I know about Jack the Ripper? He's a meat eater, unfortunately, so not vegan. It's kind of disappointing. But makes him more Ethan's type. Ethan would definitely take him home. But other than that, I used to have some notes on him, but they've disappeared. No idea where they've gone. So all I know is he's a serial killer from London, average height. But yeah, that's about it.
Jack the Ripper is one of the most infamous serial killers, and so it is no surprise the Jack the Ripper tour has become one of the most popular walking tours in London. It's become the #1 and beat other tours such as London Sightseeing Tour and even the Harry Potter tour. Take that, nerds. Because of that, London's Whitechapel is constantly full of groupies and fake fans who go on the tour in more than 20 different languages. And so, me and my dear friend Chris decided to give it a shot and experience the tour from the other point of view, as hosts. The journey itself was very stressful, exhausting, and full of danger. But with the power of friendship, we managed to survive it, hand in hand, even though Chris was afraid of the coronavirus. We tried to focus on the advice we were given by our professional to make our Jack the Ripper tour professional.
So my advice personally to anyone being a Jack the Ripper guide is to approach the subject with a great deal of sensitivity. This story encapsulates quite a moment in time of London's history as well, and I do feel a sensitivity not just to the audience but also towards the 5 women in this story itself. You know, they were real women, and they deserve to be remembered not as murder victims. They deserve to be remembered as real people in a real story. That's the way I always approach my tours.
Hi, we finally made it to the East End in London. Whitechapel in the 19th century was mainly full of homeless people and prostitutes. So Chris, you'll fit right in.
Welcome back to the Clueless tour around London for Jack the Ripper. We're in Whitechapel now and we're about to start.
Great, sweetie.
It's a very Victorian-led area, so be ready to see what he's got in store.
This is our first stop on the Jack the Ripper tour. Let's go!
So, Jack the Ripper, who was he?
He was one of the most famous serial killers in London back in day, and the newspapers loved him.
He killed 5 people.
He killed a total of 5 women.
And then he disappeared. What can you do? No one knows who he is. No one will ever probably know who he is. Watch
There's a
out.
car, Faisal, there's a car, Faisal, there's a car! Here on this spot is where we had our first murder. And Chris, I know you're a bit of a pussy, so don't worry. I brought things to help us by. We have a motivational poster. Don't forget to be awesome. We have a Starbucks cup. Sellotape. Now, I feel like the lady that was murdered was probably called Anne or Jane. If I remember rightly, she was like 5'9", bit of a bitch. And I don't know, just probably deserved it.
Treat this subject with a great deal of sensibility.
Probably deserved it.
Fair enough.
However, it started to rain, and on stop 2 of all things. So after 3 mental breakdowns, 1 vegan lunch break, and an existential crisis, we managed to finally find an umbrella. Ella, hey. And we carried on with our Oscar-worthy serial killer tour. This church is where the dishonest and unholy
Prostitutes.
had a sleepover to avoid Jackie Boy the Ripper because basically he wasn't a safe Tinder date and they all got very scared that he would kill them, and it was cheap.
And to conclude, Jack the Ripper was a pretty bad guy, killed 5 people, it got worse as it went on, and he was never found.
I'm sure eventually someone will figure something out. So, as you can see, we were touring around London, fighting gorillas, beating off sharks, and I reconciled with my mum. The tour was very tiring and dangerous, and emotional, but stressful. Very, very stressful. Personally, I think that Chris and I, bless his little soul, mainly me, nailed this.
Probably deserved it.
And although we did a very good job, we're still ultimately clueless.